All right, have and have not fans, you know how we do. We're going to go ahead and play the trailer for the next episode, Smitten, coming on next Tuesday on the OWN channel. If you're new to the channel, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button. All ownership goes to OWN, Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry Studios. When we get back, we're going to break this trailer down.
Leave my son alone. Do you understand me?
Tuesdays, she may be made of ice.
I am coming after your son harder than ever.
But David is about to unleash the fire.
You are insane!
I'm gonna show you how bad this could get, David.
Shoot your best shot.
I will. Literally.
Who has the motivation for murder?
Do you know how dangerous this is?
I'll give you $1 million.
$1 million.
This is the kind of mess that baby got killed over.
Tyler.
All right, now is the trailer for next week's episode, Smitten. Now, this episode, I say this every week, Tyler Perry does a great job with each episode trailer. I mean, each one looks like a freaking movie trailer for like next Tuesday. It's just great. Every episode, the narration, the scenes that are picked, the suspenseful music. Now, we're going to be talking about both the trailer you just saw as well as the snips of the episode in the end of the last episode, Team of Rivals, where I had to pimp slap that bitch. And I'm sorry my voice isn't as strong because I just recorded that episode review that was a little longer than I expected. Basically, some of the key points is the fact that Sarah goes into the evidence room and gets the bullets, so we know that she goes over to Catherine's house to meet Jim, and it's like, you know, I can get in a lot of trouble for this. Then it looks like a lot of people are coming over to Catherine's house, so we know that David's going to come over at some point in a rage, like, I had to pimp slap that bitch. And I don't know if this happens before or after he goes to the condo to check on Jeffrey, due to the fact that he's wearing a jacket in that scene, I believe, but then he's not wearing a jacket where he goes to see Jim at Catherine's house. That's my guess with that. It's kind of ironic as well, because remember, Jim stormed into David's house because Candace stole Wyatt's inheritance, and now he's going to, you know, barge into Catherine's house to see Jim in a rage over the fact that, you know, he had to pimp slap Veronica. I wonder if Catherine's going to overhear this. I would love to get her reaction to the fact that David slapped the piss out of his his wife, and the fact that I don't believe Jim ever lifted a finger on Catherine, if I'm not mistaken. I know we've never seen this in the show, but I don't think that throughout their marriage that he ever, you know, physically harm, you know, domestic violence. I don't think that's ever happened. If anything, it's just the fact that he kept having affairs and prostitutes and crap like that. But basically, we know David's going to talk with Jim, and the fact that Jim is just laughing at the whole idea of the fact that David finally did something to Veronica, I feel like that's worth the price of admission to next week's episode. And the fact that Sarah gets the bullets, I wonder if she had to sleep her way in there like Jim suggested, or the fact that she just, you know, snuck in the room when nobody was watching. I wonder how George is going to react. We know she's not going to get caught in terms of her getting the bullets and then going to Jim. And we know she makes it that far, but it's the fact of how far is she going to go before she gets caught. That's my question with that. And also the fact that we have, let's see here. We know that the overlying dialogue is the fact that, you know, don't you mess with my son. And then now we know Veronica is going to come after him twice as hard. And then it's like, you'll know my true rage. And it's like, take your best shot. I will, literally. I feel like this is definitely setting up for the fact that there are going to be some deaths in this finale, because what the problem is in the video I did about was David wrong for hitting Veronica, I said that he went over to the house for the wrong reason because Veronica didn't damage the condo. But remember the fact that he went over there and then got pissed off and slapped her. That just made things worse, not just because of the whole domestic violence thing. It's just the fact that if you thought Veronica was bad now, the fact that she's going to be enraged is going to make things even worse, because she's probably going to end up hurting a lot more people than the people she's already hurt, or at least, you know, upping her ammo, if you will. Because if anything, you can say that Veronica's just been playing with her prey, but now she's going to get ready to fully strike. And I got a video coming, and I think I mentioned this in my episode review for Team of Rivals, but I'm not going to lie, guys. I feel like Veronica's going to die in the finale. I feel like she's going to die in the finale, and that video is coming soon. I'm going to drop it before next Tuesday. Let me just say that much. And I think there are a lot of valid reasons that point to me being right about this. But basically, we know that Veronica's going to be pissed off. Her and David are going to have a screaming match. RK is going to try to get in the middle of it to prevent another situation. But then the fact that we know Veronica's going to get in front of him at some point, it's like, RK, step aside. This ain't got nothing to do with you. So we know that David and Veronica are going to have another falling out. He's going to leave. Then he goes over to the condo. Like I said before, I don't know if he goes to the condo before or after. He goes to Jim. We know that he goes to Jim's house the next day. Thank God we get to the next day. No more being stuck at night, because I know a lot of people are like, Erica needs to get out of her pajamas. Well, remember, the past several episodes have been taking place during the same night, not between, the night and then the next day, because we also noticed that Candace is wearing a new outfit. Thank God she's not wearing that whole black pimp outfit anymore, or at least not in the next episode. Who knows? But basically, we know that David's going to go over to the condo, sees Jeffrey. Justin's going to be there. I'm guessing that David gets there first and Justin shows up. I doubt Justin would knowingly go in there with David due to the fact that he was the one that jacked up the condo, and he knows that David is out to get him if he messes with Jeffrey again. But then David asked the $1 million question, Jeffrey, is this really what you want? And that's why I said in my episode review, if Jeffrey decides to either reject his father's help again, claim he's got this, or basically refuses to take care of the Justin situation in terms of, no, I can help him and stuff like that, then I'm completely done with Jeffrey. Jeffrey, whatever happens to this point, it's on you. Like, literally, you saw how your mom and dad's relationship was in marriage and how passive your father was until he finally did something about it. Now, you're going through all this without even being together with Justin. If anything, he just claims that you're his and home is wherever you are and I love you and all this other bull crap. And then when he had the guns pointed at the head, remember, it's like, you made me give up my whole life. Jeffrey made you do no such thing. You did that to yourself. So if Jeffrey doesn't take care of the Justin situation or agree to let his dad help him, Jeffrey, whatever happens to you, I don't care at this point, because I'm just done with the whole Justin bullshit anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, going back to what I said before about Veronica threatening, to basically up her ante, I think that, hell, Justin might feel her wrath. Of course, she said she's going after Jeffrey. Maybe even Erica is going to get it quicker than expected. And then, of course, David. So, yeah, Veronica's going to be on the witch hunt. And then the fact that we have a brief scene, it looks like Derek's over at her house because, again, it's the next day. She has a different hair, wig on, of course, a different outfit. I don't know what's going on because the scene was so brief. Who knows? It looks like Derek probably is handing like a resignation letter or something like that, because of the fact that, remember, she threatened to blackmail him. Is like, look, you refused me, so all your secrets are unprotected. So Derek probably being in a situation of, you know what, if she's just going to release all my skeletons out of the closet, I might as well quit anyway, because what's the point? Because we know whatever Veronica is holding in her hands, it looks like she looks up and she's not pleased. So I'm just going to guess that it's a resignation letter for working for, at least for her, maybe not all of her other friends. I don't know. That's just an assumption right there. Damn, that is sad. Both Hannah and Derek are going through the ropes. I hope they are able to get away that weekend to go to the beach. They trust me, they need it. Then we have Catherine talking with Hannah over the phone, and it seems like they're talking about the whole lawyer situation, about Benny, and the fact that Catherine recommended Marty. But even though she said plenty of times before, look, Veronica's the best there is. She's beaten Marty every time those two have been in court together, but she's going to go ahead with Marty. I mean, there it is. Hell, for all we know, what if Benny gets taken to court and then Veronica's the judge, or excuse me, the attorney working for, I'm guessing, the Malones, who'll be suing Benny in court, which is kind of weird, because I'm pretty sure if Benny is found guilty by the Malones, because what Mitch said, that if he dies, you're dead. If you're lying, you're dead. So basically, I don't think Benny's going to be brought into court physically until either Benny is dead or he comes to and says what happens. But even if he does, he's not going to say that Benny did it, in my mind. But whatever. Basically, we know Benny's screwed if he doesn't get the right help, or if Benny doesn't come to and reveal the truth. But yeah, she's going to get Marty, and then Hannah's like, "How much does he cost?" And then Catherine's like, "Oh, don't worry, you can afford it." Then in the next scene, we see Hannah looking at the bank account because I'm guessing that her and Benny shared a joint bank account with it. Well, what was it, $75 or $85 was in there, and then she looks and sees nearly $9 million. I wonder if she's going to suspect that Catherine put the money in there, or she asks Benny what's up with the money, and then he looks at it, and then of course she's going to go off again. It looks like she's going to throw a damn chair. Benny gets up, and it looks like Candace is coming over to Catherine's house, because originally I thought that Hannah and Benny would confront Candace at the hotel, but it looks like Candace is going to come over to the house and then offer Benny $1 million, but we don't know why. And then from there, that's when Hannah gets the picture, puts it up in her face. "This is the kind of mess your baby got killed over." So it looks like they find out about the money. I wonder if they find out that Candace got the money from the Criers, because remember that Catherine knows from Jim knows from Lloyd, thanks to David for calming his ass down, that Veronica opened a bank account under Candace's name. Then the money, the Crier company, then Wyatt's inheritance got wired to Candace's account, which was then sent to Benny's account. So basically, Jim and Catherine know about the money. So I wonder if when Catherine said, "Don't worry, you can afford it," maybe that was a nod to the fact that she was aware of the, money in the account. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. But yeah, we know that Hannah's going to go off on Candace when she comes into the house. And I wonder how Candace is going to respond to that. Because remember, everybody has their trigger words when it comes to Justin's, like, basically being told to go away from Jeffrey makes him crazy. Veronica being told that her son is gay is kind of her trigger word. And with Candace, it's her son. Remember how she went off on Landon. So I wonder how she's going to react when Hannah pushes that picture up into her face. But she's telling the truth. So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out in itself. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, I think that covers everything there is to talk about in the upcoming trailer, aside from Rocky being in the hospital, calling Erica, asking, how much is this deal you're working on? She's like, "Oh, we're dealing with millions here." But Rocky is going to try to tell her again from his freaking hospital bed that Candace put him in, that you need to get out while you still can. And like I said in my video, I don't think that episode review I mentioned about Erica probably not getting any money, and probably he's going to end up dead by the end of the season due to the fact that David awoken the true bitch within Veronica. Even the narrator said that, she's the ice queen, but David just unleashed a fire. So yeah, with that being said, Smitten looks like an interesting episode. Remember, the synopsis said that Charles finds out that Landon has ulterior motives, but none of that was mentioned in the trailers itself. So I'm guessing the Charles and Landon thing might be the cliffhanger ending for the episode. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on Team Arrivals, because that episode review should be up on the channel. But also, are you looking forward to next week? I feel like the ratings are going to go through the roof, because apparently the ratings for this episode were very high, Team Arrivals. So we know people are going to be tuning in next week to see Smitten, just to see the aftermath of David smacking Veronica. So thanks so much for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also, I know the video is 45 minutes long, but please go over and watch Was David Wrong for hitting Veronica? Because there are nearly, if not over 300 comments. Fans are going at it. Fans are divided, so I don't want anybody to miss out. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.